Hey y'all, in this video today, we're gonna take you to some of the biggest name, new construction communities near Frisco, Texas.
Now, if you don't know about Frisco, it is an economic monster. I'm talking big name businesses, athletes, and a water park. All of this come into this area, and it's been drawing a lot of attention.
Yeah, and you're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff today from these communities. You know, like a community involvement. We've got a dance party going on here next to us. You're also gonna see two dweebs wearing the same color shirt because they didn't call and coordinate today.
It was a complete accident.
Yeah, you're also gonna see neighborhoods with a 5-acre lagoon. You're gonna see a renovated ranch house. You're gonna see basically a modern day grown-up dollhouse, I would say. We're gonna take you on a tour of that. You're just gonna see some really cool stuff today. You're also gonna see over time us start to get sunburned. This is very warm out here in Texas today. So anyways, let's get this thing started with our first community. Today we're showing you some of the biggest names as far as neighborhoods go, and the reason Mustang Lakes is one of those is because it's one of the biggest communities. Now this community is absolutely beautiful, as you can see all around me. It's very well maintained, and actually that's part of your HOA. So not only do they maintain the common areas, but they also take care of your front lawn maintenance, edging, trimming, fertilizing. So this place always looks amazing. So not only that, but they've got a little something for everybody. So the homes in this community range from 40 foot all the way up to acre lots. So we're gonna play a little game today and see if we can guess the entry price point to this kind of community right here. So not only do you get all of that, but this is actually located in Salina, but it's on the south side. So because you're on the south side of Salina, you're going to get Prosper ISD in a good portion of this neighborhood, which is A-rated in Netch.com. So not only are we gonna see fantastic schools, there is a new elementary school. There's an elementary school here. There's a new one going in that's Salina ISD. But for all of these reasons, that's why this is a nationally award-winning community, right? So that's why this is on the list. Now, on top of all that, we haven't even got to the amenities. We're gonna talk about those a little bit later, but first we wanna show you guys the different builders, the kind of stuff that you can get here. So let's go take a look.
Here in Mustang Lakes, we have some of the biggest names in semi-production builders. This one right here was a new name to us, but it is quickly becoming one of my favorites. Tradition Homes. They're putting out really good products, really cool floor plans, high-end finish outs. Like the craftsmanship in these houses is just phenomenal. And honestly, this kind of brickwork I haven't seen with any of the builders on the Fort Worth side of the Metroplex. So I'm really glad to see that they're so pervasive over here because I really like the product that they're building. Another name that you're probably going to recognize here, we do have Highland Homes. We talk about these guys a lot. They're putting really good products out here too. They have products from a 50-foot lot all the way up to a 200-foot lot in this neighborhood, which is insane to think about how big a 200-foot lot is. But they are willing to build all kinds of floor plans, everything from this all the way up to those 200-foot products. You can put like a crazy size house on something like that, and you're getting a really good product with Highland. And on top of that, we've also got Perry Homes, another really big name here. They are also putting out a 60-foot product right here, which is one of the more popular lot sizes that they have here in the neighborhood. That's what the bulk of the properties are going to be here, are 60-foot lots, which is actually a really sizable lot. As you can see behind me, this is like a 2,600 square foot house right here. And we also have right here, you can see we got the Highland with their 86-foot lot, which this is a big house. An 86-foot wide lot really lets you put a lot of square footage down.
Making our way to the other side of the road, once again, we've got Tradition Homes, and this is a really cool house. You can tell just from the door, the entryway. As you go in, there's this circle archway that opens up to your living room, and it's just massive, the expanse of this living room. And so a lot of really cool features. One of the things that you don't see very often is in this kitchen, the way that they've done their vent hood, they actually wrapped the stone all the way around it from the backsplash. I thought that was really neat, but they do a lot of really cool stuff. So if you're looking for a high-end builder, that may be a good option for you. Speaking of which, I know Jack mentioned Perry Homes. Britton Homes is their same company, but it's their luxury brand. So in this property, you're gonna see a lot of really high-end finishes. This is gonna be more on that custom of the semi-custom side. So if that's something that you're interested in, this could be a real good pick for you as well. And then we're gonna make our way over to David Weekley Homes. That was such a big lot, we had to hustle over here to the skinny lot. So this is a 50-foot product by David Weekley. That's what they build out here. And this is gonna be very typical of the David Weekley homes you see. I will say, I think they probably win for tallest cabinets in a kitchen. I don't think I've ever seen any go up to a 14-foot ceiling before, so overkill in my opinion, but it's a beautiful house. And that brings us over here to Coventry Homes. So they actually sell on 70-foot lots and 40-foot lots. They only have one 40-foot house left, so that's gonna be the most economical if you wanna get into this neighborhood. And I believe most of those 40s are almost sold out until the new phase. And so if you want one of these, you're gonna have to get in quick. But one of the cool things about this property is that they have like a mother-in-law suite. So it's got its own living room, it's got its own entryway here off the one-car garage, and its own bedroom suite. So that's kind of a nice feature. So if you're looking for kind of that multi-generational living, this may be a good option for you.
Now, if you're looking for a truly custom build, then you can absolutely do that here. If you want to drop those big stacks, we have acre-plus lots in Rosebrook. This is a very small section of the community, but you can see homes going up behind me already. And there are a few lots available if that's something you would like to do. And there are a few builders out here that you can choose from, or you can bring your own. So absolutely a great option if that's what you want to do.
All right, so we know that this is a great place to find a house, but it's also a great place to take your kids and your friends and all those other people that you love in your life to go do things in, because it has an amazing amenities center. We got resort style pools, lap pools, there's stock ponds, there's event centers, a 2,500 square foot fitness facility built in as well. And all of this is right here behind me. And believe it or not, speaking of cool houses, this actually used to be Mayor Folsom's house. So Mayor Folsom back in the 1980s sold his ranch, Twin Eagle Ranch, to the people who developed this neighborhood. And they came up with this really awesome community, and they actually saved his house. Believe it or not, the amenities center was renovated from Mayor Folsom's house. And I think it's really cool because over here, you can see in the distance, we've got an island that they have set up here right behind the amenities center on that pond there. There are two eagle statues just at the end of it that a lot of people like to take prom photos and wedding photos in front of. Those were actually the original statues that they had at the entrance to Twin Eagle Farms back before he sold it. So not only are you getting an awesome house in an awesome community, it also comes with an awesome backstory to tell all your friends. Wrapping up here at Mustang Lakes, honestly, phenomenal community. Just a little bit more information about this. So as Tom had mentioned earlier, they're both Prosper ISD as well as Salina ISD. Now, these two, as far as performance go, are basically neck and neck. Don't get me wrong, Prosper has a lot more money to throw at its school district, but Salina's not far behind, especially with how many people are moving there. And not only do you get one on-site elementary school with Prosper ISD, they're also building a future second elementary school in Salina ISD as well. So that's going to be on the north end of the neighborhood. And tax rates here are actually pretty good. So it's going to be a 2.102% tax rate. That being said, it does come with a PID. Obviously, a development of this magnitude is going to need a little bit of outside help, and it's a 30-year PID, so it's going to be there a while. Your PID tax is steep too. It's not based on the price of your home. It's just basically it's based on which section of the neighborhood that you're actually in. So if you're in Lakeside or Waterview, you're going to have a slightly different PID rate, but it's all going to float around $400 a month, which, don't get me wrong, is steep. But in this price point, it's going to be a drop in the bucket, and you're definitely getting what you're paying for here.
Yeah, I will say, after driving through this community, I actually love the fact that they do the front yard maintenance, because everywhere looks so good. It's just absolutely beautiful here, and you're gonna pay for that. So as far as getting into this neighborhood goes, so obviously your skinnier homes are gonna be your lowest price. They're actually out of 40-foot products right now. 50 they do still have now. There's gonna be a new phase coming soon. I think they've got like 8 more phases to go. So there's plenty of time. But to get into this neighborhood, I know we played a little guessing game earlier. It's actually gonna be over $650,000 to get into this neighborhood. So, and that's currently right now. So the next phase, we're not sure where those prices will come in, but as far as new construction goes, it's gonna be a little pricey. Now, if you really wanna be in here, and you don't want to spend that kind of money, there are homes that were built earlier, right? This neighborhood's been around for a while, so you might be able to find a pre-existing home for less, but it's going to be a little pricey to get into this neighborhood. So something to keep in mind when you're out there shopping around.
We've got another master plan community for you guys, and this one is really a gem. Just looking at the entryway and all of these cool little features that they have to really wow you as soon as you come into the neighborhood is nothing but the tip of the iceberg with Star Trail. These guys are right next door to Windsong Ranch, so they know exactly what they have to compete with, and they're not pulling any punches. This is an amazing community that I can't wait to tell you guys all about. I will say it is in Prosper ISD, which I know is a very sought after school district, and on top of that, it's also one of the last opportunities to get a new build in Prosper because they are building out very quickly. That being said, they do have another phase coming here just next year, so you still have an opportunity if this is something that you're interested in. One last thing while I got you guys, I want you to try and guess what you think the entry price point for a neighborhood like this would be. We're gonna go ahead and reveal it here in just a bit, so get your guesses ready.
So out here, we are entering into some of the last phases in this neighborhood, but a couple of things to note here. There's gonna be really two big size differences here. So right behind me, you have Coventry. This is an absolutely beautiful model home, as you would expect. These are gonna be on larger lots. These are 86-foot lots. You might say, Tom, 86, why that number? No idea, that's totally random. I haven't got a clue why they decided on that number, but they have 86-foot lots here. So, and then as we make our way to this Highland home, which is absolutely amazing, we're gonna take you in. It's so cool, we just had to show you. I am gonna mention over here to the right, you're not gonna be able to see it on camera, but we've got American Legend and also Highland homes that build on 55-foot lots. So if you're looking for something a little bit more economical for Prosper, I guess you would say, then they do have some smaller lots. They're not really that much smaller of houses. They're still very large houses, but anyways, very beautiful homes over there. So if that's something you're interested in, you can absolutely get into those. But let's go check out this Highland home here on the 86-foot lot. All right, so coming into this house, right off the bat, you're gonna have this office space, which is really cool. I like the way it's done with the green also in the boxes, but the entryway is such a statement piece. I mean, check out the floor. Now this isn't actually wood, this is wood tile, but this is just a really cool look coming off the entryway. You have this beautiful staircase going up and around. They've used this marble tiling on the staircase as well. I think that's just a really cool look. And then over here, you've got a movie room that wraps around here, but this is just so cool. Number one, who puts these doors on? I don't know. This seems excessive. I love it. And if you come in, if you've ever had that niece or you've got a daughter that you had tea time with or whatever, well, she grew up and now she has a whole room to have tea. This just makes me think this is the little girl's room that never grew up, right? But this is your dining area, and this is gonna open up into your living space, which has these huge vaulted ceilings with these nice wood beams. And the thing I love, there's just so much character in this house. So like you've got all of this natural light coming in from these huge doors, but then you have this curved island, you have more curvature up above your cabinets as well. And it's just really nicely done. And then of course these uppers, you've got really nice lighting in the kitchen as well with these under cabinet lighting, also inside of your cabinets. I mean, they pulled out all the stops in this house. So you've got gas cook range, you've got another oven over here, microwave, built-in refrigerator, like all the things that you want to see in a luxury home, they've got it. And I also love that they didn't, have these, a lot of people will put the lights that hang down here, but I think that obscures your vision. So I love that they went with these lights up. Now, of course, if you disagree with me, you can always put your own in. But this here is your breakfast nook. Love all the extra storage here. They've done a little built-in desk. A lot of folks, sometimes have to pop that laptop open, that sort of thing.
So it's nice to have a space for that. And then here we've got your master bedroom. Again, really tall ceilings. They've got the nice decorative beams going through. They've got this little pop out here where you could have a couple chairs. Obviously they've got the couch there, but really well done. And then coming into your master, of course you have this gold inlay, and you've got a wall to match. I love that they've done all this with it. A lot of gold trim, right? So this is almost like a little fairy tale house. It's kind of the way I feel with the paint colors and everything else. And so they've done a really nice job. And then back behind the camera here is actually gonna be your walk-in shower and this huge closet, right? Anybody that's buying a house like this, they're gonna have plenty of dresses, plenty of shoes, all that kind of stuff. You've got cubbies that go up to the ceiling over here for your shoes and whatnot. So just really well thought out. If you're buying an expensive house, this is the kind of thing that you want to see. Now, through here, you've got your laundry room, so you don't have to go far to take your laundry in and out. And then, as we come through here, you're gonna get a sneak peek at the pantry, which also the pantry is well done. I love that they've done these cabinets here. You've got some counter space if there's some things you want to prep. And the shelves are actually really nice. They're nicely done. So I didn't mention this before, but as we came in, there was a bedroom off the front with a bathroom, and we'll head upstairs and check that out. So upstairs here, you've got this really cool gaming area, hangout place. So they were able to fit a pool table in here. You've got a big TV on the wall down that way. I love that they put doors here in case you've got company and you've got people up here. You can kind of break up that noise. And then this is a really nice touch. So up here, you've got a wet bar and you've got a wine fridge, you've got a microwave. It's just all these little extra things that go into it that you can get when you buy a Highland home. Now, there are a few bedrooms and bathrooms up here as well. Unlike a lot of bedrooms that you're gonna see on the second floor, this one is so nice that I think you could consider it a second master. So if you wanted to have, you know, multifamily living, or if you have somebody that comes and stays with you for a month out of the year or something like that, this is a great option as well. You can see they've got dual sinks here. They've got a really nice walk-in shower. Here's your water closet. And so you could also use that room up top as kind of a second living space if you wanted to give some separation. So anyways, a lot of options here with Highland Homes, but before we take off, let's check out the back patio. With a house this nice, you definitely want to be able to enjoy your back patio space on a nice evening or morning, whatever it may be. And so there is a ton of space out here. You can see there's 2 sofas, they've got a fireplace, TV. And one of the things I feel like you absolutely have to have in a house like this are these solar shades. So these are something that will come up and down to protect you from the sun, all that kind of stuff, which it's really hot out there right now. But if you just look at the lot size here, we'll step out for a moment. There's enough space to do other things in this lawn. So if you wanted to put in a pool, if you wanted to put something cool in like this, you have the space on these type of lots out here in Prosper.
Now, this is one that you don't see too often is Toll Brothers. Now, these guys, they're putting out a luxury product, so you're not going to see them in most neighborhoods, but this is the perfect area for a product like this. Most of their stuff is really high dollar, and it shows the quality of goods that go into these houses. Everything just feels like hefty and polished, and it has a really nice feel to it. That being said, it is a specific floor plan and style for a specific taste. Not to say it's bad, it's just very different than what you might expect a lot of times. But if you're looking for a more traditional style with a lot of the same great qualities and features, we actually also have Britton Homes over here, that high-end Perry line. Now Perry makes phenomenal houses, really good build quality and craftsmanship, and Britton is their high-end lineup of houses. So not only are you still getting that really good quality, you're also getting a high dollar product.
So obviously there is a lot of appeal here as far as the builds go. The houses here are absolutely beautiful. You also have a bunch of amenities. Right behind me, you can see the amenity center, which has a banquet room. It's just got like a nice couple hangout spots. And then you're gonna have a bunch of pools over here. So you've got 3 pools actually, and you've got tennis courts over here. There's a bunch of walking trails, playgrounds, all of that kind of stuff. So, as far as amenities go, there's quite a few here, but the thing that really makes this I feel like a winner is the property taxes. So They are under 2% here, and unlike most of the other communities out there, there are no PID, no mud, so 1.9% or thereabout is all you're gonna pay in property taxes. So for that reason, this is a great community to keep in mind. Almost forgot to mention, in the newer phase, they've got their own amenity center. It's a little bit smaller, but they do have this huge putting green. And just like negotiating your deal on a house, if you wanna hit that hole in one, remember to give us a call. I actually went in, that's pretty cool, huh?
All right, guys, so we're headed over to Windsong Ranch now. We just got done with Star Trail. We wanted to touch on one thing that we didn't cover just a second ago, and that's HOA dues. Obviously, these master plan communities have a homeowners association to help keep property values stable and everything, and to maintain all of these cool facilities and amenities. That being said, that does come at a cost. So for Mustang Lakes, you're looking at about $160 a month, and I believe that's billed quarterly for your HOA dues. And that's not cheap, don't get me wrong. That's gonna add up to a pretty penny at the end of the year.
But it does include that front lawn maintenance, which I feel like is a decent.
Yeah, if you've ever done yard work in Texas, you understand it's worth every penny.
It's hot, yeah, in the summer, yeah, gladly. I would gladly pay that.
Yeah, so Star Trail also has an HOA, and theirs is actually billed quarterly as well. You're looking at about $400 a quarter. So you're looking at about $1,600 a year for your HOA dues in Star Trail. Now, I guess we're headed on to Windsong Ranch. Now, this one's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, now I feel like between the two neighborhoods that we've seen already, I feel like there's a little bit of advantage for Star Trail, just because it's a little bit closer to everything Frisco and the Gates of Prosper and all that kind of stuff. But it is gonna be a little pricier to get into, right? So 55-foot lots are the smallest that they've got there. And if you're looking to get into that community, you're going to be in the $700,000 range, right? So it's gonna be just a little bit more costly, but you are gonna be saving on property taxes. So I think there's if I had to pick as far as the trade-off there, it's a tough one. I would love the lawn maintenance, but the lower property taxes are also a huge plus. So each one of them, I guess, has their own appeal to it, but we'll see if Windsong Ranch can just crush the other two.
Yeah, maybe it's not even worth comparing these two because this one just blows them out of the water. All right, guys, we'll see you in a bit.
All right, guys, so we did kind of save one of the best communities for last, I guess. We're at Windsong Ranch here in front of the Commons, which is the big amenity center, and you're gonna see later on why this community is basically one of the top ones you want to be in. Now, it's almost all the way built out. We are going to take a look at a couple different builders so you can get an idea of what's being built here. But the real idea behind this is you're going to be close to everything, or the real pull, I should say, is you're going to be close to everything. You're really close to the Gates of Prosper. You've got all kinds of shops and restaurants out front. And you also are in the Prosper ISD, which, as we have mentioned before, is A-rated. It's absolutely phenomenal. And so you've got all that working for you, plus amazing homes, lower tax rates, all that kind of stuff. So let's go check out those properties. Now, before we hop to it, gonna play a little game again here. What do you guys think is entry level as far as new construction goes if you want to get into this neighborhood? We'll let you know a little bit later on.
All right, guys, so we're here at the Bridges of Windsong, and this is just one of the many little enclaves that they have here in this giant neighborhood. And over here, we've got Tradition Homes, another one of their phenomenal models. This one has some very earthy, sandy colors to it, and I think it all flows very nicely. It's bold, yet rounded around the corners, and I think that's very indicative of Tradition and what they're putting together. We've also got Coventry Homes, and you know Coventry, we've got plenty of their products over in Fort Worth. It's very homey, it's got a traditional feel with a bit of a modern flair to it, and I think it fits right into the Windsong ebb and flow of all of the architecture that they have. One of the other more notable names that you'll probably recognize that they have here is Bloomfield Home. Bloomfield is a very traditional feeling home, so if some of these are a little bit too out there for your taste, we always have a safe bet with Bloomfield, so you can always get a house that you like and that fits your needs.
So in addition to the 61 and 66 foot lots or whatever they are, there are also some bigger lots here as well, and you have a ton of builders to choose from. So unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to go through all of them and show you, but we've got partner homes, and we'll show you some clips of that. Absolutely beautiful. One of the things that I loved about this house is that they've got like this corner glass in the breakfast nook that overlooks the pool. They've done some really neat things in this house, between the massive island and then the kind of the game room setup that opens up into the patio with your grill and everything else. It's just a really neat setup that they've really thought through. Now, when it comes to these higher end homes, obviously those are going to be more expensive, but there are a few options as far as those builders go, and there are fewer and fewer options if you want to build new. So they're building out in their final phase, or phases, I should say. So if you are interested in this community, you definitely need to move quick.
Right now we're standing outside of the amenity center at Windsong Ranch, and wow, to say the least. So this place is just covered in different lakes and green spaces, like over 30 miles of walking trails. Like, they really want you to get out and go do things, which is really weird because we have some amazing builders here that really want you to stay in your house because they're building phenomenal architecture. But it's this great tug of war of this beautiful living space paired with these awesome things to do all across the neighborhood. I'm talking, we've got stocked ponds, we've got community gardens, there's an amphitheater. Like right now I'm standing outside the amenity center, and it has this huge covered picnic area, as well as a fitness center and event spaces that you can rent out to use for your friends, birthday parties, whatever. On top of that, tons of sports courts. So it's a very active community filled with very active people. You could probably see we got a pool in the background. There are kids running around. And speaking of kids, right across the street is Cook's Children. So you've got all of these people living here, and right across the street, they know that their kids and family are going to be taken care of, which it seems to be the centerpiece of this neighborhood. Is just everything feels very communal. Like, I don't think I've seen this many people just walking around and enjoying their neighborhood in most places. So it's a lovely sight to see, and I can't wait to see everything else that Windsong has to offer. I can hear you guys saying it right now. Jack, you didn't even mention this thing that the whole neighborhood is known for, apparently, and that's the lagoon. Well, don't worry, we're about to cover that too. Apparently, this is one of the largest clear water man-made lagoons like anywhere around DFW, and it's like 5 acres. It's huge. We were just there. They've got like this cool beach entrance to it with like a sloping, like artificial shoreline. It's you can rent kayaks there. That's how big it is. We saw people in some tandem kayaks out there just having fun after work. It's hot today. It's like 95 degrees. You can see I'm getting a little red and sweaty already. And it would be phenomenal to be able to walk out my front door and then just to be able to like walk along the beach in my own neighborhood. And these people get to live that every day. Like, it really is a selling point to be able to, like, how many people are going to be able to say that they take their kids to the beach every day in Texas? I mean, we got beach lines, Galveston, you know, South Padre Island, but not in DFW. But these guys do, and that's a huge selling point. Whenever you buy in a place like this, that's something that no one else can say. So I like, it honestly just blows me away to see stuff like this, and that's what Windsong Ranch is known for. Well, I will say we definitely got our dose of vitamin D for the month. Well,
sure.
I would say it's definitely worth it as well, because these were some amazing communities. I don't think I've seen anything quite like this on our end of the Metroplex. We have some allegories like maybe Walsh or Pecan Square, but
Sure.
these are something else.
Yeah, and I love the fact you mentioned we're driving by Cook's Children. I've got a nephew that, you know, by the age of 2 had ran a golf cart to a tree. So like, this is great if you've got one of those type of kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, speaking of kids, this place is in Prosper ISD, much like our last neighborhood, and phenomenal school district. Really can't go wrong getting your kids into a place like that. These guys have an on-site elementary school. They have a future planned on-site middle school, and believe it or not, even a future on-site planned high school as well. So if you get into a community like this, that's not going to be an issue. You'll be able to basically walk from grade 1 all the way up to grade 12.
Yeah, and also speaking of kids, they're not kidding around when it comes to prices.
Yeah, that's fair. That being said, it does have a slightly lower property tax rate at like what, 1.99%? It's like just under 2%.
No
which,
pit, no mud.
yeah, which is really good because those can get expensive.
Yeah.
But another thing that is expensive, like Tom was probably going to say, is the HOA dues. Do you happen to remember what those are?
It's a little over 2,000 a year.
Yeah, I think it was like 543. I want to say he said. But
Quarter,
that's
yeah.
paid quarterly, so every 3 months you pay about $500 for your HOA. But you've seen what these guys are offering, so it's definitely being put to good use.
So really what I was getting at is the price to get into this neighborhood. So
Oh.
we mentioned earlier that it is a real nice neighborhood, and actually to get into this, you're going to be looking at spending $695 and up. Really, I'd say you're going to be in the 700s if you want to get into this neighborhood, and it goes up from there. So there's a pretty decent price tag to get in, but there's a lot of options if you want to be in here.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth the spend because you're getting your money's worth getting into a place like this.
Other than that,
we got a drive ahead of us, guys. So
yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. One of these sparks your interest, and you guys will give us a call because we'll help you find the right builder, the right place, all that kind of stuff.
And maybe next time we'll be wearing different colored shirts.
Yeah, there you go. So as always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.